Following program is classified M. It contains strong violence and very coarse language. Tas News 24 recommends viewing by mature audiences.
Across Tasmania, this is Tas News 24 with Kane Dello.
Hello and welcome to the program. This week has been a challenging week for both politicians and police within Tasmania. We start tonight with what some have labelled a scene from a police arrest in America, but sadly it happened right here in Tasmania. On Wednesday morning, just after 9 a.m, it is alleged a 20-year-old man walked into a pharmacy on Main Road in the suburb of Montrose, armed with a knife and demanded property. The pharmacy staff, after feeling threatened, called police, who arrived a short time later. Police have alleged the man then walked out of the pharmacy carrying the knife, and after an intense standoff, the man was finally arrested and taken into custody. Police later that afternoon made a statement to media after the video you're about to watch surfaced on social media. Please be advised the video does contain very coarse language and violent scenes. Let's take a look.
Use the cars as cover. Use the cars as cover. Drop the knife! Don't be a fucking idiot, mate. Come on. Don't you fucking dare! Get on the fucking ground now! Get on the fucking ground! Drop the knife! Hit him! Hit him! Drop the knife! Lock the door! Lock the door! Drop the knife! Keep going! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Put it down now! Put it down now! Listen to me! Fuck, man! Drop the fucking knife now! Drop it! Put it down! Drop it down! Just fucking kill me! Put the fucking knife down! Drop the knife! Drop the fucking thing down! Can't you get it? Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop it! Get the fucking ground! Oh, yeah, put a knife gun on him then. Yep. Down back in! Get inside! Get inside!
In the video that was captured by an eyewitness, it shows the offender walking around carrying a knife while several police officers have their guns drawn and locked on to the man. After yelling and demanding the man to drop the knife, a plainclothes officer in an unmarked police vehicle proceeds to hit the man in an attempt to bring the situation under control. Police said in a statement to media that the man did not suffer from a mental illness and was only looking disorientated due to the mace being used. We were contacted by a family member who tells us of another version of the story. Raylene contacted us but didn't wish to appear on camera and told us in a statement that the 20-year-old man suffers from a serious mental health issues and is known to police for past medical episodes. It was told to us that the man entered the pharmacy to have a script refilled but forgot to bring the script with him. After being refused by staff, he became agitated and left carrying the knife. The man then walked outside and was confronted by a number of police officers who then proceeded to draw their firearms and demand the man place down the knife. It's here where things escalate and brings into question the treatment the man received by police. Here in the vision, we've slowed down, you can see two separate police officers firstly forcing the man's head into the ground and then proceeded to hit the man 3 times, twice to the man's head while the second officer placed his knee into the back of the man's head and also continues to hit the man in the head. This all unfolded while 3 police officers have detained the man who is not resisting at any stage and seems to be complying with police directions. Yet police have said the man is resisting. This is disturbing to watch and brings into question the behaviours of police officers within Tasmania when making an arrest of an individual. We are not justifying the offender's actions as being lawful, but surely there could have been other methods used to bring the situation under control quickly, especially when police were dealing with someone who clearly has mental health issues. It is a bad look and trend that unfortunately continues to follow Tasmania Police. Only 3 months ago, a man was shot dead by police in the state's south after he drove his vehicle towards them at a very low speed. And an innocent pedestrian was killed by a police officer's vehicle after it collided with another vehicle at an intersection in Launceston CBD. We have been advised by a Hobart legal firm that the man that received the punches by police constitutes assault by police and he would have a strong case to present in court. The man was remanded in custody and refused bail even after an surety of $20,000 was presented to the court. The man is set to reappear in court at a later date. It seems the COVID-19 situation that continues to cause disruptions across the nation and businesses is only becoming worse. The Win News network, which broadcasts news across regional Australia and indeed here in Tasmania, has asked the federal government for a bailout and have blamed poor ratings and the sacking of staff due to the COVID-19 situation. However, it's concerning that a regional news network who prides themselves on being the voice for many in the community have indeed continued to fail the community and let them down on many levels. Over the Easter break, Win News here in Tasmania did not run any local news content on Good Friday and nothing over the weekend. But that is usual practice for Win News, as they flick the switch every Saturday and Sunday evening to 10 News First in Melbourne. And let's face it, Tasmanians don't want to watch a news bulletin that shows the issues in other states. They want stories of local content, news within their own state. A lot of people, including businesses who are paying top dollar to advertise within the network, have asked the question, why should they continue to pay for ads on a network that is moving away from the community? We spoke with one former business who recently pulled their advertisement package from Win and said in a statement, "It was for the strict purpose we pulled our business out of Win, as the ratings were decreasing and they were never covering local content enough to create awareness of our business brand within the Tasmanian community." And we would agree with that statement. Since the issues surrounding the COVID-19 situation within Tasmania, other independent media and mainstream media from the likes of ABC News and 7 Nightly News Tasmania have always reported on the developing stories that involve new information and cases about COVID-19 and how it's affected our state. But Win have simply let the viewers down. They failed to cover major press conferences given by the Premier, who has delivered important news about the viruses and how it's shaped our state. They have failed to report on the situation that continues to grow in the Northwest area, including the Northwest Regional and Northwest Private Hospitals COVID-19 outbreak. It seems that more people are making the switch to get their daily dose of informative news from other sources who report on the things that matter in their state and indeed in their communities. And it's evident Win News is on its way out. The gates of Win News in their Kings Meadow station continue to be shut, and from discussions we've had with other staff from other media networks, we've been told Win's reporters have been missing in action. And it certainly seems unjust that a network that fails to have a weekend local news bulletin, who fails to turn up to crucial press conferences on matters that affect their community and state, and is owned by a multi-million-dollar businessman who has ties to other businesses, is asking for a bailout to keep an already sinking television network afloat. It's a case of watch this space. On Tuesday, we featured a special report that outlined the concerns from a doctor who lives and works in the northwest area of Tasmania, who contacted us explaining that a number of doctors, nurses and orderlies were ordered by the government, including under the directions of the Health Minister Sarah Courtenay, to clean 2 hospitals that had presented a large number of patients who tested positive to COVID-19. Well, after our story went to air on Tuesday evening, we were emailed by the doctor, who informed us that the government changed tactics and removed all the healthcare staff out of the hospital, and they no longer had to clean them. Instead, they were told that a specialist team from interstate would be attending the 2 hospitals and providing the correct measures to ensure the hospitals are cleaned correctly and safe for public use again. One doctor who wished to remain anonymous told us that the handling of the whole COVID-19 situation by the government is a joke, and went on to tell us that even ambulance crews were forced to take on the role of cleaning out ambulances that were treating patients that had tested positive to COVID-19 with household disinfectant, and were not provided with the correct cleaning materials to eradicate any traces of the virus. We were also told that medical staff are also still waiting on more PPE gear, or personal protective equipment, to be supplied to them, with one doctor having to use his ski goggles while treating a patient. A method the government have denied ever took place, and have said the doctor has falsely made that statement. But from the many doctors and nurses who have come forward and shared their stories of frustration and anger about the government, who are continuing to keep things from medical staff, lack of PPE supplies and government cutting corners to look presentable to the media and general public, certainly doesn't look good for the Premier or the Health Minister. Again, we contacted both the Office of the Premier and Health Minister, who never responded. It would appear if we had our microphones and cameras fitted with the ABC logo, we may have received a comment. Of course, we will continue to keep you updated on any new developments. In Hobart today, it reached a high of 18 and was partly cloudy. Hobart is looking for an overnight low of 11. Tomorrow's conditions looking pretty much the same, partly cloudy, going for a top of 18 and a low of 13. Sunday, Hobart will see some slight sunshine, but more cloudy conditions developing, looking at a high of 15 and a low of 11. In Devonport today, there were showers throughout the day and reached a high of 18, looking at a low of 10 tonight. Saturday, mostly cloudy, going for a top of 18 and a low of 10. Sunday, mostly sunny conditions, going for a high of 16 and an overnight low of 9. Launceston today was heavy cloud cover and cooler conditions. It reached 17 and tonight going for a low of 11. Tomorrow mostly cloudy conditions with a high of 19 and a low of 9. Sunday is looking the same, going for a high of 17 and a low of 9. Well, that's our program for now. Don't forget you can watch all our stories, including past episodes, via our YouTube channel page, which you can find in a search of Tas News 24. Until next time, take care of yourself and others. Bye for now.